In the next 15 seconds, I'm going to tell you something that Wall Street doesn't want you to know. Every market crash, every bubble, every financial disaster in history, they all have one thing in common. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's not the economy, it's not interest rates, it's not even greed. It's your brain. And it's been sabotaging your money since the day you were born. Look, I get it. You're scrolling through TikTok and some 19-year-old is telling you to buy crypto. Your uncle's texting you about his can't lose stock pick. Everyone's getting rich except you, right? Here's the thing. That FOMO you're feeling, that anxiety, it's the exact same feeling that caused regular people to trade their houses for flower bulbs. Yeah, you heard that right. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll show you 5 absolutely insane true stories that explain why smart people do dumb things with money. And more importantly, how to make sure you're never one of them. Okay, picture this. It's 1636. Amsterdam is basically the Silicon Valley of its time. New money everywhere, innovation, people getting stupid rich from trade. Then someone introduces this exotic flower from Turkey, the tulip. And dude, people lose their minds. I'm not talking about, oh, that's a nice flower appreciation. I'm talking about selling your house for a single bulb levels of insanity. One tulip bulb, the Semper Augustus, sold for what would be $750,000 in today's money. For a flower. But here's where it gets even crazier. People weren't even trading actual flowers anymore. They were trading futures contracts on bulbs that were still in the ground. Sound familiar? It's literally the same psychology as NFTs, meme stocks, or that cryptocurrency your coworker won't shut up about. The whole thing crashed in February 1637. One day, buyers just didn't show up. Prices dropped 99% in 6 weeks. Imagine waking up and your Dogecoin is suddenly worthless. Except instead of losing your Robinhood account, you lost your actual house. Here's what's wild though. Tulip Mania is still the phrase we use 400 years later whenever markets go crazy. It's like the OG, this is why we can't have nice things story of finance. But wait, you think that's bad? Let me tell you about the guy who literally scammed an entire city with elementary school math. 1919, Wichita Falls, Texas. Oil just got discovered and everyone's acting like they won the lottery. Enter J.D. McMahon. Think of him as the Elizabeth Holmes of his time, but with better execution. He shows up with blueprints for a massive 480-foot skyscraper. The whole town's thrilled. We're going to be like New York. They throw money at him. The building goes up 4 stories? That's it. People are confused, but figure maybe it's just the base? Nope. McMahon built exactly what he promised, a 480-inch building. Not feet, inches. That's 40 feet tall. This man literally built a 4-story building and called it a skyscraper. The investors sue him, but here's the genius part. He shows them the blueprints they signed. Everything was labeled in inches. They just assumed. The amazing part, that scam building is now a tourist attraction. It's been generating revenue for over 100 years. The scam became an asset. Think about that next time you're about to YOLO into something because everyone else is doing it. All right, this next one is my favorite because it shows how even the smartest financial models can be absolutely destroyed by one thing: spite. France, 1965. A 47-year-old lawyer named André Raffray thinks he's got the deal of the century. He makes a deal with a 90-year-old woman named Jean Clément. He'll pay her $500 a month for life, and when she dies, he gets her apartment. In France, this is totally normal. It's called a viager. Raffray does the math. She's 90. Life expectancy says she's got maybe 2 to 3 years left. The apartment's worth way more than $18,000. Easy money, right? Wrong. So wrong. This woman lives to 100, then 110. Raffray's been paying for 20 years, then 25 years. 30 years pass. In 1995, Raffray dies. He's 77. He never got the apartment. His family has to keep paying. Jean Clément, she lives to 122. Oldest verified person in human history. She literally outlived her investor by 2 years. Raffray paid over $180,000 for an apartment worth $60,000 that he never got to live in. It's like buying Tesla calls thinking Elon's tweets are predictable. The market can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent. And sometimes people can stay alive longer than your spreadsheet says they should. All right, now everything I've shown you so far is what not to do. But this next story is the blueprint for actual wealth. Boston, 1850s, there's this nasty swamp called Back Bay. Disgusting. It literally smells like sewage. Nobody wants it. The McLean family looks at this worthless mudflat and sees Manhattan. But here's the key. They don't just buy it and wait. They fill in the swamp. They build roads. They create an entire neighborhood from scratch. Back Bay becomes the most expensive real estate in Boston, still is today. We're talking Beacon Hill, Commonwealth Avenue, some of the priciest addresses in America. The McLeans didn't bet on prices going up. They created the value that made prices go up. It's the difference between buying Dogecoin hoping Elon tweets about it versus starting the next Amazon in your garage. One is gambling, the other is building. This last story will mess with your head because it challenges everything you think you want. 1984, New York pizzeria. A cop named Robert Cunningham doesn't have cash for a tip, so he tells his waitress, Phyllis Penzo, "I'll split my lottery ticket with you." The ticket hits. $6 million. They split it, each gets nearly $300,000 a year for 21 years. Set for life, right? Here's what nobody tells you about sudden wealth. It's terrifying. Both of them reportedly couldn't wait to go back to work. The money didn't make them happy. It made them anxious. Why? Because humans need to earn their rewards. We need struggle to appreciate success. Getting millions for nothing breaks your brain's reward system. It's why lottery winners go bankrupt, why inherited wealth disappears in 3 generations, why that crypto millionaire you follow seems miserable. Money without purpose isn't wealth, it's a burden. So here's what all 5 stories are really telling you. The tulips? Your FOMO will bankrupt you faster than any market crash. The tiny skyscraper? Your optimism is a weakness that smart people will exploit. Jean Calment? Your sure thing investment is someone else's retirement plan. The McLeans? Inspiring, real wealth comes from creating value, not chasing prices. The lottery? Even winning can be losing if you're not psychologically prepared. The biggest risk in finance isn't in the market, it's in the mirror. Look, I know what you're thinking. Cool stories, bro, but what do I actually do with this? Here's your homework. Next time you feel that FOMO hitting when everyone's buying something and you feel like you're missing out, remember the tulips. Ask yourself, am I buying an asset or am I buying a story? Am I creating value or am I just hoping someone dumber comes along to buy it from me for more? Master your psychology and you'll master your money. If this hit different than your typical finance content, subscribe. I drop videos every week breaking down why smart people do dumb things with money, and more importantly, how to not be one of them. And seriously, drop a comment which story messed with your head the most, because I'm curious if you're seeing what I'm seeing here. See you there. Peace out, future millionaires.